Trig is back, and everything is about to fall apart. Just when we thought the streets couldn't get any messier, the Chi Season 7, Episode 7 trailer drops a bomb. Rege wants blood. Jamal is fighting for his life, and now Trig walks back into the fire like he never left. But what's his plan? And whose side is he really on? The war that's been building for episodes is finally reaching its boiling point, and there's no telling who's going to survive it. Asterisk, let's talk about how fast things just escalated. We left off with Alicia trying to play judge, jury, and executioner literally, and now she's got a whole army of enemies gunning for her. The moment she pulled that trigger and shot Jamal, everything shifted. She thought she was taking down Rege, but all she did was make a huge mistake. Jamal had nothing to do with the war, and now he's lying in a hospital bed, clinging to life. That moment wasn't just tragic, it lit the match for a war that's been smoldering for too long. In the trailer for Episode 7, the camera doesn't waste time. We see Vic pacing, fists clenched, looking like a man who's ready to go back to his old ways. That soft-spoken leader he was becoming, gone. And honestly, can you blame him? His friends are falling, his streets are on fire, and Rege, his own blood, is out here giving death orders like it's nothing. And speaking of Rege, he's fully unhinged now. The trailer confirms he wants both Alicia and Knuck dead. He's not asking questions. He doesn't care about the truth. He's out for revenge. Plain and simple. You can see it in his eyes. He's not trying to control the city anymore. He's trying to burn it down. And he doesn't care who gets caught in the flames. It's not just about power for him anymore. It's personal. He's convinced Knuck tried to take him out, and now he's lumping Alicia into the mix without even knowing the full story. That's dangerous. That's reckless. And that's exactly why this entire season is spiraling out of control. But let's not forget about Jake. Poor Jake. This man has been trying so hard to stay out of Reggie's mess, but no matter where he goes, the chaos follows. In the trailer, we see him straight up confronting Knuck, demanding the truth. "Did you shoot my brother?" he asks, and the silence that follows says everything. Jake's loyalty has been tested over and over again, and now it's about to crack. If he finds out that Bari told Alicia that Rege might be behind Rob's death, then Bari's in just as much danger. This isn't about who's right or wrong anymore, it's about who survives the longest. And if Jake is smart, he's going to have to pick a side. Fast dot. And just when things couldn't get any more chaotic, Trig walks in. .com/focused. Dead serious. He's been gone for a while, trying to find a better path, trying to separate himself from this madness. But it looks like something or someone pulled him right back in. The way he steps into the trailer, there's this quiet storm in him. Like he's been watching everything unravel from a distance, and now he's ready to clean up the mess himself. But here's the thing, Trig doesn't play by anyone's rules. He's not Rege. He's not Vic. He's not Alicia. He's his own man. And when he shows up, you know something big is coming. The question now is, who is Trig going to protect? We know he has a soft spot for Jake. We know he's not a fan of the reckless violence Rege brings. And we also know that if push comes to shove, Trig won't hesitate to take matters into his own hands. So what happens when Trig finds out? Jamal got shot by mistake. What happens when he sees Alicia spiraling and Rege losing control? It feels like Trig might be the only one who can stop this war before it explodes. But is he too late? Or worse, will his return only add fuel to the fire? Because let's be honest, the streets of the Chi aren't what they used to be. Every character is walking a thin line between loyalty and survival. And now, with Jamal bleeding, Alicia hiding, and Rege hunting, all eyes are on Trig. Will he be the hero this city needs? Or just another name in a long list of broken promises? Stick with me, because in the next section, we're diving deep into Jamal's fate. Alicia's next move. And the one scene in the trailer that changes everything? Jamal's situation is hitting harder than anyone expected. He wasn't even part of the war, but now he's the one fighting for his life. That one moment, Alicia pulling the trigger without thinking, changed the entire course of this story. And what's even more painful is that Jamal had been trying so hard to build something better for himself. From the day we saw him with Dom, happy and in love, to the way he stepped back from the chaos around him, Jamal was a symbol of hope. A reminder that not everyone in the Chi was doomed to repeat the cycle of violence. But now, that hope is lying on a hospital bed, and we don't even know if he's going to make it. In the trailer, we see Dom and Jamal's sister at the hospital. The pain on their faces says it all. This isn't just another shooting. This was betrayal, heartbreak, and total confusion wrapped into one. And if Jamal dies, it's not just a tragedy, it's going to be the spark that ignites every fuse left in this city. Now let's talk about Alicia, because she's walking a very dangerous path right now. Her grief over Rob's death has turned into pure obsession. It's not about justice anymore, it's about revenge. She's convinced that the only way to fix the world is to erase every man involved in street killings, starting with Rege. But her logic is falling apart fast. She didn't even confirm whether Rege really killed Rob. She just heard whispers, felt her pain boil over, and went straight for the gun. And now look what's happened. Jamal is shot, Rege is ready to kill her, and the streets are spiraling. What's wild is that Alicia still believes she's doing the right thing. She's setting rules about who can be around Tiff. She's drawing lines in the sand, and she's not backing down. But here's the thing, nobody's following her lead. Not even Shad, who once promised to protect her. The trailer shows Alicia alone, isolated, desperate to keep her mission alive. But after Jamal, that mission may cost her more than she ever imagined. And now we're back to Rege, who is more dangerous than ever. This man has always been unstable, but now it's like he's fueled by something darker. He's not trying to protect his empire anymore. He's out for destruction. His orders are clear. Kill Alicia and kill Knuck. No hesitation, no proof, just blood. What makes this worse is that he's dragging everyone into his spiral. Vic, who is trying to build a future, is now being pushed to return to his old ways. Jake, who wanted out of the street life, is being forced to confront people who once had his trust. Rege's chaos is swallowing everyone whole. And if someone doesn't stop him soon, this war is going to become a massacre. But the most chilling part of the trailer, that silent moment between Jake and Knuck. Jake walks up to him, tension in every step, and just asks, "Did you shoot my brother?" And Knuck doesn't answer. That pause speaks louder than any words. Because if the answer is yes, then Jake is going to be torn between the only family he has left and the man who may have just tried to kill his brother. And if it's no, then why is Rege still so sure? This confusion is setting up something explosive. Jake's loyalty is on the line, and everyone knows it. Rege sees him as family. Knuck sees him as an ally. Alicia sees him as a threat. And the truth is, Jake might not be safe with any of them. Meanwhile, Trig's return brings a wave of tension we haven't felt in a long time. His energy is calm, but his presence is powerful. He's not here to play games. And yet, nobody knows where he stands. Is he back to stop Rege? To protect Jake? Or is he here to clean up the chi on his own terms? Whatever the reason, it's clear Trig is about to become the most important piece on this board. He's the only one who has enough respect, enough history, and enough strength to challenge Rege directly. But here's the scary part. Trig may have changed, but the chi hasn't. This city breaks people. It chews up good men and turns them into warriors. And the trailer hints that Trig might be ready to step back into the darkness if that's what it takes to stop this war. That quiet moment when he looks out over the streets, his face hard and unreadable. That's not peace. That's preparation. What's coming next is bigger than just one gang or one betrayal. We're looking at a full-scale collapse. Vic is on edge, ready to return to the streets. Jake is questioning everyone. Alicia is falling apart. Jamal is barely breathing. Rege is out for blood, and Trig is back. The Chi Season 7, Episode 7, is shaping up to be the turning point. No more guessing. No more waiting. This is the moment where lines are drawn, sides are chosen, and everyone has to decide, do they want peace or do they want power? Because you can't have both. And with so much at stake, someone's going to pay the price. There's a storm brewing in the Chi, and no one, not even the strongest, is safe from it anymore. With Jamal in the hospital and the city on edge, the energy has shifted. What once felt like a brewing turf war now feels like a battlefield. And everyone is armed with secrets, regrets, and vengeance. The trailer for Episode 7 is proof that the chaos is just getting started. And we're about to see every character pushed to their breaking point. Let's talk about Vic first. For a while, it seemed like he was trying to rise above everything to become a voice of reason, a man of peace. But when tragedy hits too close, even the most level-headed man can snap. In the trailer, Vic stands in front of his crew and says something that should scare everyone. "If y'all ready, I'm ready to go back." That single line says everything. Vic's not running anymore. He's not trying to broker peace or keep the streets quiet. He's ready to return to the life he walked away from. And that's terrifying, because when Vic gets serious, bodies drop. This isn't the same man we saw trying to keep Jake out of trouble. This is a man who's tired of losing people, tired of watching the city burn without fighting back. And now he's lacing up for war. But here's what makes it more complicated. Rege and Vic share blood, but their bond is hanging by a thread. Rege doesn't trust anyone, not even his own brother. He's spiraling deeper into paranoia, and Vic knows it. Vic sees the way Reggie's making decisions wild, emotional, dangerous, and he knows that if someone doesn't step in soon, they'll all go down with him. And that's where Trig might come in. Because Trig doesn't play by emotions. He thinks before he acts. He's not driven by power or pain, he's driven by justice. And when Vic and Trig cross paths again, it might be the moment that decides whether this city sees salvation or total destruction. The trailer gives us a split-second shot of the two facing each other. No words spoken, just that heavy, loaded silence that tells you everything. They've got history. They've got baggage. But do they have enough trust left to fix what's been broken? Then there's Jake. Oh, Jake, the boy who's been through more than most grown men. You can see the weight on his shoulders growing heavier by the day. He's watching his friends fall apart, his family threaten each other, and now he's left, standing in the middle of it, all confused, betrayed, and angry. When he confronted Knuck in the trailer, it was like a switch flipped in him. This wasn't just a question about who shot Rege. This was a moment of truth. A moment where Jake realized that he might not know who to trust anymore. And when trust is gone, all that's left is survival. Jake's got fire in his eyes now. He's not the quiet, soft-spoken kid anymore. He's growing up in a battlefield, and it's forcing him to make choices he never should have to make. And if he finds out that Bari was the one who put the target on Reggie's back by talking to Alicia, that might be the final straw. Because betrayal from the outside is one thing, but betrayal from someone close, that cuts deeper than any bullet. Meanwhile, Alicia is unraveling fast. The guilt, the grief, the constant pressure to be strong, it's all catching up to her. She talks tough, she walks with power, but inside, she's crumbling. The trailer gives us glimpses of her alone, pacing, staring into nothing, trying to figure out what went wrong. She wanted to clean up the streets. She wanted to get justice for Rob. But now she's a woman hunted, blamed for shooting an innocent man, and watched closely by enemies who won't give her a second chance. The scariest part, she still thinks she can fix it, that she can somehow bring peace through violence. But her actions are proving otherwise. And if she keeps pushing like this, she might not live to see her mission fulfilled. Shad's loyalty is also being tested like never before. He once promised to protect Alicia even after their relationship fell apart. But now, with Jamal wounded and the city on fire, he has to ask himself, is Alicia worth it? Is she leading people to safety or dragging them into danger? The trailer shows him torn, talking to someone in a quiet corner, saying, I'm tired, man, tired of all this. That weariness is real. He's been fighting this battle from all sides, and now he's starting to see the cost. Protecting someone like Alicia doesn't just mean standing beside her, it might mean standing in the line of fire. And Shad has to decide if that's a risk he's still willing to take. Let's not forget Bari either. He's been playing a dangerous game, trying to stay neutral while dropping little pieces of information to the wrong people. Telling Alicia about Reggie's possible involvement in Rob's death might have felt right in the moment, but now that Jamal's been shot and Rege wants Alicia dead, that one choice might have set off a domino effect that no one can stop. And the thing about dominoes, they don't stop falling once they start. Bari might have had good intentions, but in the Chi, good intentions don't always lead to good outcomes. And the longer he stays silent, the more likely it is that Jake or someone else is going to find out what he did. And when they do, there's no telling how they'll react. The Chi Season 7, Episode 7, is shaping up to be the most intense episode of the season. The trailer doesn't just tease a continuation, it promises an explosion. Trig's return isn't just a surprise, it's a warning. The old heads are back, the new generation is crumbling, and the city is split into factions. Every move counts. Now, every whisper, every secret, every stare. You can feel it in the way the trailer cuts between scenes, fast, chaotic, relentless. This isn't just another chapter. This is the beginning of the end. And the question that keeps hanging over, all of this is simple but chilling. Who's going to survive? Because right now, no one is safe. Not Jake, not Alicia, not Vic, not even Trig. The city doesn't care about intentions, it cares about power. And those who hesitate, those who trust the wrong people, those who act a second too late, they're the ones who fall. Everything in the Chi is crumbling morally, emotionally, and physically. And now that Trig has returned, it's not just about cleaning up a mess. It's about stopping a war before it swallows everyone whole. In episode 7's trailer, the silence behind Trig's eyes speaks louder than any scream in the street. This man has seen the destruction before. He's lived through the chaos, he's bled, sacrificed, and tried to walk away from the pain. But when he reappears, he doesn't look like someone who's coming back reluctantly. He looks like someone who knows he's the only one left who can fix this mess. Maybe the only one strong enough to survive doing it. The problem? The mess may be too far gone. The city is fractured into broken loyalties, shaken alliances, and desperate acts. Every character is moving like they're out of time. And Trig might be stepping into a battlefield where peace isn't even an option anymore. Let's go back to Alicia, because she's now a symbol of everything that spiraled out of control. When she came in, she wanted change. She didn't want to play politics. She didn't want to sit back and watch people die. She wanted to take action. But action without patience is dangerous. And her grief over Rob has turned that action into obsession. She made a call, a terrible one. She pulled that trigger thinking she was saving the streets when, in reality, she made herself a target. And what's worse is that her belief in justice hasn't wavered, even as her world collapses around her. In her mind, she's still doing the right thing. She still thinks the ends will justify the means. But the truth? The streets don't care about what you meant to do. They care about what you did. She shot an innocent man. She fueled the fire. She crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. And now she's walking alone, hunted by enemies and haunted by her own guilt. And speaking of enemies, Rege is a full-blown threat now. This isn't the calculated Rege we once knew, who moved like a chess player with a plan. This Rege is unpredictable, angry, violent, and hungry for revenge. The trailer shows him surrounded by his crew, barking orders, staring daggers into the camera like he's already decided who's going to die next. He wants Alicia gone. He wants Knuck erased. And he's not interested in negotiations. His version of justice is blood for blood. And that kind of thinking, that's what causes cities to fall. What's scarier is how many people are still following him. Even as he spirals, even as he lashes out, people are still riding with Rege. Why? Because in a city where loyalty matters more than truth, people will go down for someone they trust, no matter how broken that person becomes. But loyalty is being tested now more than ever. Let's take Shad. For a long time, he believed in Alicia. He saw her pain. He respected her strength. But as her actions become more dangerous and less calculated, he's realizing that protecting her isn't as simple as it once was. You can't stand next to someone who keeps walking into crossfire. You can't promise safety to someone who's already made themselves a target. And that's what Shad is wrestling with now. The trailer gives us a glimpse of that inner conflict, his hands shaking, his voice low, his eyes heavy with regret. He's not sure who he's protecting anymore. Alicia? Or a ghost of who she used to be? And then there's Jake, always caught in the crossfire, always torn between brothers, between right and wrong, between who he wants to be and who the streets demand he becomes. The trailer doesn't show much of him, but what it does show is enough. A clenched jaw, a stare that burns, and a confrontation that could change everything. Jake is going to have to choose a side, and that decision, it might cost him more than he's ready to lose. Because no matter which direction he turns toward Rege, toward Trig, toward Knuck, or Vicky's turning away from someone else. And in the Chi, turning your back means opening yourself to betrayal. Jake's not a kid anymore. He's not protected by innocence. He's in the game now, and the choices he makes in episode 7 might just define his entire future. Let's not overlook Vic either. Because while Rege is out for blood and Trig is trying to bring calm, Vic is on the edge of relapse. Not into drugs or crime, but into that old mindset, that street mentality, that idea that you can only fight fire with fire. And who can blame him? He's lost too much. He's tried too hard to do things the right way, only to watch it all fall apart. In the trailer, his voice cracks as he says, "I tried to be better. I really did." And that moment is heartbreaking, because it reminds us that behind the hard exterior, these characters are human. They're wounded. They're tired. And they're not sure if hope is even possible anymore. But maybe, just maybe, Trig is the last shot at hope. Because if there's one thing Trig has always stood for, it's protecting those who can't protect themselves. He doesn't want power. He doesn't crave the spotlight. He just wants peace. But peace in the Chi is never free. It costs something. And in episode 7, Trig might be about to find out exactly what that cost is. Whether it's his own life, his brother's loyalty, or his soul. Something is going to be sacrificed. And as we look toward the next chapter, the question becomes more urgent than ever. Is anyone going to make it out clean? Because right now, everyone's bleeding. Some literally, like Jamal, some emotionally, like Alicia, and some spiritually, like Vic. This city is grinding people down, tearing families apart, turning love into rage and trust into suspicion. And the trailer makes it clear we're far from the finish line. This is just the beginning of the explosion.